Hey, and welcome to this edition of Office Hours with Lenora. Office Hours with Lenora was created by me for people just like you who may have an interest in real estate and need to get questions answered. Perhaps you've started a pre-licensing course and you want to know how to pass that course on the first attempt, or maybe you're currently a real estate professional actively working in the industry, and my goal is to help you stay in the industry. So on this episode of Office Hours with Lenora, we're going to talk about what those next steps are. What to do after passing your licensing exam at the state and national level. So let's get into it, okay? Thank you again for joining me on this episode as well. One of several mistakes I see students make when they're transitioning from the student per se to the actual licensee is they forget to keep up with paperwork. So that paperwork that I'm speaking of, and I have some examples of the things, because when you're going to look for these things, I want you to know what you're looking for. The paperwork that I'm speaking of that is most often lost is the official transcript that you get from phone calls if I'm on Do Not Disturb, but sorry. So the transcript is that document. It's embossed. It has a seal. It's a raised seal. I don't think you can see that, but there's a raised seal on the paper. It's a special type of paper that the schools use to be able to convey information over to the proctor for the state. So you do have to keep up with your transcripts because you're going to need this to apply for that license once you've successfully passed your pre-licensing course. You'll also need to show your transcript to your sponsoring broker, or that AKA the real estate office that you plan to partner with. So make sure you get you some type of folder or something of that nature and keep up with the paperwork, at least for that first year that you're in real estate. Hopefully it'll become a good habit after that. So first thing we're going to do, after they've told you at that testing center, congratulations, you've successfully passed your exam, keep that document. And I'm going to show you mine. So now I'm dark skinned. Don't ask why my picture was blacked out, because I copied this, and dark skinned people get darker when you photocopy something. I've also blocked out personal information like my address and stuff like that. But you'll receive a form from the testing center similar to this one, which is called your score report. So this says for me, passed at the state level, passed the national portion. That's what you want to see, pass for those two areas. It's also going to give you some detailed information at the bottom down here. You guys have to read, because everything that you need almost you'll find on the paperwork that you have. The very first thing that it tells you is the state portion total score is based on 40 scored items. The national portion total score is based on 100 scored items. The test you took included 5 pretest items that were not scored, but were being pre-tested for use on a future test. Basically, you'll never know your score. Just know that of the 100 scored items for national and of the 40 scored items for state, you went above or met the minimum requirement for the state. Nobody who's passed a pre-license, no one who has passed the licensing exam, I'm sorry, not pre-licensing, but a licensing exam, know their score. There's no need to know. So if you tried to go in and ace it, oh well, somebody with a 75 passed it too. What is most important is this little blurb at the bottom down here. It says, congratulations, you have passed the Illinois Real Estate Licensure Exam. You have 1 year from the exam date to apply for your license and submit all requirements for licensure to the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations. Stop right there. This is where I get a lot of students that say, oh, I didn't know that. Immediately, I know you didn't read, because it's on your score report. It tells you, congratulations, you passed today. But 1 year from today, please find a real estate office to partner with, join whatever real estate office you choose, and start working and start the process to having an active license. This is not your license. This is the score report that says, congratulations, you passed the test. You have to apply to the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations for your license. That's their web address there. I'm going to put it up and pull it back, pull it up and pull it back. Because if you don't have a score report, you'll need to be applied for a license. You're not there. I often see students go directly from the testing center, those that have read this, and they go directly to this website and start applying for a license. You're not ready. You really need to do the interviewing step first. So after successfully passing the pre-licensing course, then moving on and passing the licensing exam, my suggestion is to make your next thing on the to-do list to start interviewing. Interview those sponsoring brokers that you feel, hey, I can see myself working in this office and having this be the place that the name is on my business card, so on and so forth. Only then should you go, after you've chosen that sponsoring broker, should you be going to IDFPR's website to complete your application. You want to do all of this within 1 year of the test date that you passed your licensing exam. If you wait more than 1 year after passing your exam, you're probably going to have to retake the entire test over, or maybe even the entire pre-licensing course over. So time is of the essence in real estate. You want to make sure that you're holding on to your paperwork, following the steps like finding that sponsoring broker, because they're going to be a part of your application process. If you try to complete the application first, it's going to stop you. IDFPR's website will stop you because they need you to provide them with the name of your sponsoring broker. There's an ID number for that sponsoring broker that's been provided to them through IDFPR to link them to other licensees. Because they're your umbrella, they're going to be responsible for you. IDFPR needs to know who they are, who will be your sponsoring broker. So keep up with your transcript. Make sure you're keeping up with your score report, because that will be attached to your application as well. Don't assume that you've passed through the state. Oh, they have my paperwork already. No, they don't. Don't assume that in some cases, if you go back to your school because you didn't keep up with the original documents, the transcripts that they provided to you, there may be a fee for a copy of that. So we've got to get in the habit of saving our paperwork, this important paperwork as well. Now, if you go onto IDFPR's website and you don't have everything attached as a part of the application, you're going to get what this is called. This is called an IDFPR application deficiency notice. Basically, IDFPR is saying, uh-oh, something is missing from your application. We can't process it. Some students have gone this far. They've done all of the steps. They've included their sponsoring broker's information. Perhaps they didn't upload the transcript. So they got this notice, and based on the notice, it's going to give you the steps on what you need to do to rectify or to clear this deficiency. Follow all of the steps. A deficiency could be you didn't pay. A deficiency could be they can't find your score report attached, or they can't find the transcript attached, or you didn't provide a legible copy of your ID, something of that nature. Like if I were to send over my score report to IDFPR like this, I would probably get a deficiency notice because I'm too dark on this report and they can't see who I am. This will be used in a system at IDFPR to identify you for future use should they need to. Maybe perhaps you ran off with somebody's money, or you broke a rule or regulation as a part of a licensee. They want to know your name, your address, your social security number, what your face look like, those identifying features about you. All of that will be a part of your application and your file with IDFPR. Okay? After you've done everything and you paid the money for your license and you submitted the application and you passed all of that good stuff, you're going to get this beauty here. Now, IDFPR no longer will mail you a copy of your license. You will download it on their website and you will receive an email after they've issued your license. This is an issued license. You'll see my license number. Where is it? Up in the corner. After they've issued you a license, they're going to send you an email and say, you can go here to this link to download and print a copy of this license. This is your actual or my actual license at the top. Below is what we back in the day used to call a pocket card. A pocket card. So you can see it can be cut out. If I were actively representing buyers and sellers, aka clients, I would have cut this out and have this on my person anytime I'm working, showing a property or something of that nature with my client, because this is identification for me. So as a real estate professional, if you're out and about working, you should have this cut out, make a copy of it, cut it out and put it in your wallet or on your person so that when you're representing folks, you'll have proof. Like if you're in a house on a showing and somebody says, who are you? And you're like, I'm a real estate broker. And they're going to like, no, we don't know who you are. Show me identification. That's it right there. Okay. So for those of you that may have started with one office and then decide, I really, maybe I want to go somewhere else, or perhaps I want to open up my own real estate office after becoming a managing broker. What will come as a part of your license will be this document. And this document provides you with termination instructions for brokers and managing brokers and leasing agents. So if you ever have to leave a sponsoring broker, you'll follow the steps on this page, which is a part of your license. So when you download a copy of your license, make sure you're printing this and you automatically have it, and keep them together just in case you need it for the future. So what I've gone over today would be those next steps. Number one, you're going to apply for your license within 1 year of the date of you passing your licensing exam. That's not number one. That's number two. Number one, find your sponsoring broker. Find that real estate office that you're going to partner with to join, and then apply for your license. Then number three, and this is only for my broker students who are now moving towards becoming a licensed broker. Within 90 days of you getting your golden ticket, or 90 days of you receiving the green light from IDFPR that you're ready to start working, you're actively licensed, or your license has been, application has been approved, I want you within 90 days to take the 45-hour post-licensing course. It will be your continuing education for your first renewal. Now, the next renewal for the broker cycle is not until April 30th of 2024. But the reason why I'm saying if I were to be issued a license today, I would tell myself, Lanora, take your 45-hour post-licensing course within 90 days of you passing your licensing exam. Why? Because the information from that licensing exam and that pre-licensing course that's still fresh in your memory will be a part of that 45-hour post-licensing course. You're not going to be able to do certain things like cash handling earnest money, negotiating contracts, so on and so forth, until you pass that 45-hour post-licensing course. So you might as well get it out of the way before your sponsoring broker comes knocking at your door saying, I need you to get this done. And now you're all in an uproar because nobody told me. Well, I told you here. Okay. So again, first step, find that sponsoring broker. Second step, apply for your license with IDFPR. And then the third step, I want you all to take the 45-hour post-licensing course if you're a new broker that just recently passed the licensing test within 90 days of you passing that test, okay? Because it's still fresh in your memory. The last thing that I want you to do after you have successfully passed your licensing exam, I want you to celebrate. Woo! I want you to have fun. Let the people know that you just passed your licensing exam. Let them know, hey, I just passed. I'm going to be working with whatever real estate office you plan to work with. My name is Lanora Tolliver. I'd love to represent you or anyone else that you may know interested in a real estate transaction or have questions about real estate. You are the subject matter expert at this point. Get your name out there. Celebrate. Eat a slice of cake. Whatever. Make sure you enjoy this success that you've achieved. Don't forget the celebration part, because a lot of people just jump right into the industry, start working, never have that look what I did feel or that sense of accomplishment. I want you to make sure that you're doing all of that, taking all of that into consideration and having a lifelong experience with real estate that is positive. It doesn't have to feel like work when you're having fun. And I'm having fun, people, okay? All right. So that's this episode of Office Hours with Lanora. I want you all to make sure that you look above for those that are in need of getting some questions answered. Go ahead and schedule some time with me using my Calendly app so that we can get your questions about hopefully a pre-licensing course, or if you're already licensed, you've got questions about CE, designations, certifications, so on and so forth. I can help you with that. For those that might be seeking more information about upcoming classes, I'll post those up above too. We'll start with more classes for brokers and leasing agents in the month of July. Also to my renewing those individuals that currently have a residential leasing agent license. You're up for renewal as of July 31st. If it is your first renewal, meaning this is the first time you just got your license and this is the first time that you've had to do this, you're going straight back to IDFPR's website and pay your $100 renewal fee. If it's your second renewal or more, you have to take an 8-hour residential leasing agent continuing education course. We have those available at the Realtors Real Estate School for you to work independently and get those 8 hours done. You can give me a call back or you can email me and I'll make sure that we get you some information about that as well. But we want to get this done before the 31st. So thank you again all for joining me on this episode of Office Hours with Lanora. I am back from vacation, ready to work. Give me more to do, people. Ta-ta for now. See you later. Bye-bye.